Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bhante bhuri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sura meraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Idang me silang Magapala Nyanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Sa. Okay, let us do some guided metta before we start. Okay, now let us sit here. Whatever the body stress, tension, slowly let them go. Just keep the mind simple, peaceful, calm, and present. So relax from top of the head. Gently we go down to the face and neck, and shoulders, chest, back, down to the stomach area, to the hips, buttocks, calf, soles, toes. So relax the body. Relax the body. And we keep the mind peaceful, calm, and clear. May I be free. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be well. May I truly be happy. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May I be able to live peacefully with myself and peacefully with others. May I be well. May I truly be happy. Now let us expand our metta, expand the goodwill to all the beings around us. In this meditation center, in this locality, in the neighborhood. May they be humans or non-humans. May they be the guardian devas of the center, other devas around here, to all the unfortunate spirits, petas, to all the animals, seen or unseen. May all of us here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us here may all be peaceful. May all be well. May they all truly be happy. May we all be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be well. May all of us be well. And may all of us truly be happy. Now let us expand the metta further, reaching out to all the beings in this whole country. May they be humans, non-humans, all the devas, all the petas, all the animals, far or near, seen or unseen. May all of them be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us able to live in peace and in harmony with ourselves and with others. May all beings in this country, may they be well and healthy. May they all truly be happy. May all beings in this country be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful. May they all be well. And may they all truly be happy. Now let us reach out further, reach out our metta to all the beings in this whole wide world. May they be our loved ones, near or far away, or those people whom we do not know, wherever they are. To all those whom we dislike or those who dislike us. To all the guardian devas of the sasana. To all other devas residing in this world. To all the petas, unfortunate beings, and to all the animals, big or small, far or near. May all beings in this world, may they all be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May all beings in this world able to live in peace and in harmony and not in war. Able to live with kindness and compassion and not in cruelty or violence. May all beings in this world, may they be well, may they all truly be happy. May all beings in this world be free from all kinds of harm and danger. May they all be free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May they all be well, be healthy. May they all truly be happy. Now, let us reach out to all the beings without exception, wherever they are in this universe or universes. To all the beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence. And all the beings in all the world systems. May all beings without exception, without condition, be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. free from all physical suffering. May all beings able to live with peace in their heart, able to live in harmony with themselves and with others. May all beings be well. May they all truly be happy. May all beings be free from all kinds of harm and danger. May they all be free from all physical suffering, free from all mental suffering, may they all be peaceful. May they all be well. May they all be healthy. And may they all truly be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings truly be happy. May all beings be well. And may all beings truly be happy. All right. Slowly we let go of the metta. Bring our attention back to the body. Feel the sensation, feel the touch. Then we can slowly open our eyes. Okay. Yes, first thing first. Tomorrow we'll start with the interview. Some of you will be tomorrow. Some of you will be on Sunday. So just check your name. So there's one, the list one, there's one list here. There's also another list in the mail hall. Yeah? Same list. Okay. 2 days ago, I talked about the mindfulness. Here, when we talk about mindfulness, there's a number of things that we have to understand. One thing, arousing it during the practice is another thing, and which is actually more important about it, towards it. You see, some of the yogis that I know, they don't understand English now. But when they practice, they still can able to arouse the mindfulness. It's a skill. They don't know much about English, but they can able to you give them a few pointers here and there during the interview, and they follow it. The mind can become alert, clear, progress is made. No need to night after night talk and talk and talk. So today we talk about mindfulness, that mindfulness is a heightened awareness that in the present moment. We want to keep the mind in the present moment with a much clearer awareness than our everyday life. Yeah, with this clarity, also, it comes with stability. Stability in the sense that it does not, is guarding the mind. Guarding the mind without falling into all the like unnecessary objects, or not the objects of Vipassana. It guards the mind. It guards the mind from the defilements. Because when it knows the defilements, it knows the defilement arises. Then the mind will able to, the noting mind will know how to separate them. This also keep the mind steady. It keeps the mind steady in the sense that it's like bringing the mind face to face onto the object, near to the object, so that other mental faculties, other mental components can do their job onto the object. So it's important. So when it keeps the mind there, it also, in a way, stabilize in a sense of faculties of the mind. Other faculties of the mind works in the optimum level, neither too much or too little. When the mindfulness is strong, usually the objects are changing or moving, or you can see the object clearly. You can notice the object clearly, the meditation object clearly, without tension, without sleepiness, without thinking, without this. You can able to have an optimal noting state of mind. Stability also here, it means that the mind does not forget about the object. The mind doesn't drown into the story, or drown into the seeing, smelling outside. Then it goes into conceptual thoughts and so on. It knows how to bring back. So when the mindfulness becomes a habit, mental habit, after cultivating a number of days and a number of retreats, it helps to reduce a lot of all the thinking, reduce all the sleepiness, and so on. Not only that, when it says reduce, sometimes it automatically kicks in. Sometimes you forget the first part, maybe sleepiness, thinking, and suddenly it comes in and it cuts it off, and the mind becomes mindful again. So there's a number of things that what the mindfulness did to the mind, and that is crucial, because if one does not develop mindfulness right from the beginning, if you are a more seasoned yogis, then this is quite okay with you because you know how to bring it up. But if you're a beginner, then this is important. Because if I were not to be talking about mindfulness, normally a new yogi will fall into what we call the concentration. Everything become very focused, super focused until it's like a needle focus, and that can be a problem. Over focusing, or on the other extreme, you become too relaxed. Too relaxed means that you just take things, delight, you're just being present, drink a cup of coffee, cup of tea, watch the birds. Watch the birds also present, ma. Oh. You watch the birds fly. Oh, I'm in the present mind. Yeah. No, la, you won't go any more further. La. Yeah. Maybe there's some degree of mindfulness, not to say this one, but you don't have the right mindfulness. Some degree of mindfulness, yes. Mm. You see, mindfulness also can be applied into different objects, which is not Vipassana object. It can be applied into a samatha object also. For example, just now we do metta. Metta is a conceptual part of it, but I will keep our mind onto the metta. Yes, it develops some degree of calmness, clarity, and actually mindfulness also develop from it also. But if you just develop on the metta, then that mindfulness won't reach towards enlightenment. It has to be switched back to vipassana. Mm. Mm. So again, that day also I talk about the right mindfulness. And right mindfulness here is that we need to have a clear view, clear understanding that the goal of this vipassana meditation is finally to end all this suffering, to end all this cycle of birth and rebirth, to realization of nibbana, to eradication of all mental defilements. They are all the same thing. Different way of looking at it. Mm. So finally, it's about that. So here, to me, that emphasis also is important because, which I've seen over a number of years, some yogis are not so keen about nibbana. They just want to practice for the practice sake. Practice for just, everybody practice, so I can join along. But not for enlightenment. But perhaps maybe somewhere in between, they become more, there's more understanding, more right view arises, then they slowly steer the mind towards the enlightenment. And many of us do that. Yeah. Then your meditation, your striving you will truly, push your way through. Even there's hindrances, even there's difficulty, even there's challenges ahead of you. Huh? So that is one thing. So tonight's talk, we're going to talk a little bit more. We're going to talk about the precision of the noting mind. Yeah. We're going to look into how to make everything into be more precise. When you use the word precision, different yogis have a different understanding because it depends on what level you are or how you progress in the vipassana. Yeah. Or different stages of your meditation also. And even sometimes within the span of, let's say, few minutes, you've been using a different types of precision of noting in the vipassana, not just mindfulness, but the precision of that mindfulness. Now that precision, it comes with that factor of wisdom, the wisdom factor. Usually in the vipassana, during the vipassana, we use the word sampajanya, sati sampajanya, mindfulness and clear comprehension. But in the normal term, its meaning is just precision of the mindfulness, precision of the noting mind, not just the mindfulness, but the whole mind itself is precisely able to note the object. Yeah. Now, when we say precision in the noting, You must keep your mind open. There are different types of precision coming in. Not just the bull eye like that, you throw the dart, chun chun, you kena the center, Not just like that. Not just that type of precision. That is one way. That is one way. Now, there will be times your meditation, the precision means a wide scope of noting. A wide scope of noting, and all objects as if like, or apparently happening within that scope of your noting. Right? It happens within that scope of noting. Yeah. That is also another way of precision. This is usually when you go further deeper into the meditation. And you can see that sometimes many objects as if like occurring 3 or 4 or 5 times, 3 or 4 or 5 objects as it goes along. And yet your mind can able to take all of them. That is one type of precision. Because it happens naturally to you. But with that said, sometimes yogi have a different concept. When they look at these things, they say cannot, tak boleh. Cannot. Mindfulness can only take one, noting mind can only take one object at one time. You just underestimate how fast the mind can work. The mind can work much more faster than what you think it is. Sometimes people read a lot of books, Dhamma book or Abhidhamma. They think that the mind can take one object at one time. Yes. The book is not wrong. The book is not wrong. The book is correct. But when you apply it to you, you know how quick the mind is. The mind is going in 1,000 kilometers an hour. You are thinking at 10 kilometers an hour. Yeah. So the mind is so fast that when you talk one thing at one time, yes, it actually take one thing at one time, but because it's happening so fast, as if like you are seeing everything at one go. Yeah. At certain part of the practice, not every time. Very beginning part, we do not have that capability. Now, in the beginning part, the precision is different. Precision here means that you take one object and you really pay attention to it. See how it arises, how it sustains, and how it pressed down. When you touch down, what did you notice? Hard, soft, warm, cold? During in the pushing, do you notice anything? Do you notice the sensation during the pushing? Is it staggered? Is it smooth? Is it heavy? What is going on there? When it lifting, what happened in the lifting? Is the lifting hard? Is the lifting soft? Is the lifting tight? If there's a 3 lifting, or is it as 2 lifting, or there's a 5 lifting during that time? Not purposely you do it, but it comes naturally. That is called another form of precision. Yeah? You watch your rising and falling. You watch your rising and falling, and the rising and falling is moving. And then here you begin to notice the rising is like going to the sideway. Or not going straight, but it's going like 45-degree angle. Or maybe it doesn't go forward, but now it's going upward and downward rather than forward and backward. That is also, you begin to notice things more clearly. Precision of noting at your level. Yeah? You will change as you develop further, the precision change. There are other forms of precision also. The precision is that you know what object and what is not the right object. For example, you know which one is Vipassana object, and you're noting. Then you also do not fall. You know that at that time other objects are coming up, but you don't fall into that object. You clearly know how to distinguish them between this object and that object. You know which object that you're supposed to take up and which one you're not supposed to take up. Take for example, while you're watching your rising and falling, suddenly, may I be free from harm and danger. May I be free from all mental suffering. And then that one you should not take up. Even is a wholesome object also. Because it goes into concept, it goes into thinking. But because sometimes we do not know, we can, because it's nice, the metta is nice, then we forget about rising and falling, and then we follow, and then we are not in the Vipassana anymore. Huh? So sometimes these things we have to be aware of it. Yeah. And not only that, sometimes it's also between what is wholesome, what is unwholesome. I mean, the unwholesome is not like you get up and kill somebody or steal something like that. No, it's not. It's the mental unwholesomeness that sometimes it comes just a little bit. For example, you are noting. Suddenly the sleepiness is already coming in. Suddenly, somehow or another, the sleepiness is built up in the background of your mind already. And you can able to catch it. You can able to catch it and you can able to stop that sleepiness and you carry on with your meditation. And it is wonderful, that is good. If you are a beginner, you do not know this is suddenly calm and everything and habis, God. And most of the time, beginners will have that problem because of that precision is not there. It cannot differentiate those things. And many other forms of precision will come in as you see something in the beginning, then after it follows by another thing, which is connected to the earlier one. Also is that something that causes, that give rise to something else after that, or something that arises, then another one disappear after that. It sees a number of ways how things are happening. That is also the precision of noting. Other words, it's all sampajanya. Other words, this is the Vipassana wisdom. That your mindfulness are not just only present, but it can able to distinguish things much more further. Now, during the practice, when we begin to learn this Vipassana meditation, I mean, for me, it's my job is to drill you into doing all these type of things. Again and again to drill you until during interview also you have to report something like that. Then only it becomes a habit. Then only you know the trial, the error that you are going to go through. And when you drill it after a number of retreats, and then you have become much more proficient in the meditation. And it takes time, This precision of noticing, honestly, you cannot do it while you're at home, unless you are doing a retreat at home. Or maybe if you can do it, it's only a short time. Not like when you are in the retreat where you have throughout the whole day, and perhaps some of the time, 50% of the time, 60% of the time, you can able to notice what is going on. Clearly, precisely, thoroughly. In the beginning, we are being taught to notice when you are lifting, pushing, dropping. Pay attention to those things precisely. And it says precisely, you got to let me know what did you notice in the whole lifting. Yeah? In the pushing, in the dropping. Many of us, many yogis that I noticed in the past, you ask them, how's your walking? Boring lah, Bhante. Boring. Kia ki kia lo. It's the same thing, Bhante. What is there? Lifting, pushing, dropping only lo. Lifting, pushing, dropping only. Lifting, pushing, dropping only. Tomorrow still the same. Afternoon still the same. So boring lah, Bhante. Of course it's boring. Because when you don't precisely pay what is going on, nothing is going to, you're going to notice anything. Other words, not to say that you don't have mindfulness enough, but you don't have the precision power. The power of that, you can able to distinguish things a little bit more further. So other words, when you're doing walking, especially in the third phase, then the third phase has to be precisely noted. It doesn't matter, sometimes we talk about 10 phase or 3 phase or 5 phase, or that one, don't worry about all those things, phases. All you need to do is that label it 3 times, lifting, pushing, dropping. But while you're labeling it, you try to note what is going on. Maybe there's a hardness there, maybe it's a staggering there, maybe there's a movement there, maybe it's stopped there. Sometimes when you're walking, it doesn't really like lifting already. The toes don't want to go up, it's stuck there. As if I glued to the floor. It happens, you take notice of it. It happens, you don't go and try it tomorrow. No, let it come naturally. It happened. But the thing is that sometimes when you pay attention to these things more closely, you will begin to notice things are there, but you may be not happy with it. Hey, walking cannot like that one ma. How can it can stick one, the toe stick, toka the bowl? I mean the floor is not sticky. How could the toes like feels like sticky? You don't go and question your toes and the floor. You just note only lah. You just note. Some people then they have to go and look down there. Don't know got some dirt or something. No, you just pay attention. That's why you're unhappy about it. Because these things, you have not seen it before. The noticing become more precise right now, actually. It's just that you're unhappy about it. Because why? You want your walking to be nice and smooth, sui every time, This one lifting, pushing, sui. Lifting, pushing, also sui. A little bit not so good. Cannot. No. Even if sometimes when you're lifting, can be heavy. Whenever it's heavy, you must able to accept it. You able to have to see it. It's heavy. Don't try to lift up your leg and then shake it off. Shake. Muscle become more relaxed, and then you put back your leg again, and then you start walking. No, you don't supposed to do like that. Out there, when you're not meditating, you can do that. But all these things are part of Vipassana experiences. And there's a lot of things that, all these minor things are that is really coming up because of your mindfulness, but because of your idea, your concept, your thinking and your perception, that you don't like to see all these type of things. So pay attention to it. So sometimes you notice that the floor may be cold. Then it can become interesting. Which part of the sole is cold? Is the toes cold, or is the heel cold, or is somewhere in the middle cold, or is it the whole thing cold? Sometimes different yogi experience things slightly different. They may notice that the warmness is in the toes, but coldness is in the heel. They could distinguish that. And that is good. because the precision of noting is there. Not just aware on it, not just clearly there, but you're able to distinguish things much more clearly. So that walking. During in the one phase walking meditation, it may not be so precise because one, you are moving a bit more faster than your third phase. Then when things are a little bit more faster, you cannot be too precise. But at time, you can be mindful. You can be alert to how you walk. Sometimes a little bit of precision of noticing, it also come in during in the one phase. Not all the time zero. Sometimes it come in. Sometimes you notice your right step, left step. Then after a while, you notice that, calf also got like, tight a little bit. One calf more tighter, the other calf not so tight now. And then you can pay attention to the tightness of the calf. Keep on walking at your same speed, but this time the attention is on the calf. You can notice that. It's perfectly all right. Or sometimes you walk, then you notice that your hips are swinging, slightly left to the right, or slightly left to the right. Then it becomes clear to you, pay attention to it. Keep on with the speed. Keep on with the speed. It's perfectly all right. Because those are the secondary object of the walking meditation become more manifest, more prominent compared to your soul or your lifting, pushing, dropping, or right step, left step, that side. So it comes up more prominent, you go to the next object and you take notice of it. And because of that, when you can able to notice different parts of the body, it makes the meditation more interesting. Interesting in the sense that it also, the boredom that comes in much less. Or sometimes even you do the one phase walking meditation. You just walk, going up, down. Then you notice, I'm not really walking straight on. Then slightly to the left, slightly to the right, slightly to the left. I'm not really going straight. But of course, you don't go more than your others from your lane. If you go away from your lane, there's something wrong already. You better stay with your lane. Walking meditation, there's quite a number of people here. Now, since we are talking about walking meditation, here in the front here, I'm going to put a few more lines with not enough tape past few days. And also the outside there. Now the corridor here, we are quite a long corridor. So what I did is that I break it up into 3 parts, 2 pillar, 2 pillar, 2 pillar. So one yogi cannot like taking whole corridor, walking up and down. Cannot. Your job is to take 15 steps, somewhere 15 to 20 steps like that. Not everything. So don't go beyond the green line. Usually the back one is a bit longer, and the front one a bit longer. Center one is a bit slightly shorter. So at least you got more spaces out there, and other yogis who would like to walk outside is perfectly fine. This time talking about walking meditation also, which also is good. Currently, not much of a mosquito, much less mosquito compared to the past, because they did something with the place here before you all come. A lot of things, what you all don't see. So less mosquito, which is good. But I cannot say for coming retreats, Coming retreat is a different thing already. So right now it's quite okay. So you may be able to sit outside there if you want to. If you walk, then fine. So wherever you walk, however you walk, when your mind able to feel that things able to notice a bit more precise, then do slow down. Do slow down and take notice of what is really going on with this body and mind. Yeah? Sometimes during the walking meditation, you may need more time in your first phase. Sometimes you need shorter time in the first phase. It all like learn to feel whether you're ready or not. In the beginning of the talk, no, sorry, not beginning of this talk, beginning of the briefing, I've mentioned that a yogi right now, as those who have been in the number of retreats here, that you must learn to feel whether you're ready or not for the slower phase, or learn to feel whether you can able to still continue on the slower phase, and learn to feel whether is it right for you to change back to a second phase or the first phase. A shifting gear like that. And that is a wonderful thing, because sometimes yogis, when they not right, things are not going well, mentally it's like tense up and so on, they're not change back to first phase or second phase. They lock into one gear sampai habis. Then their mind gets all tension. No, you can change. But here, once you calm down, usually you can able to continue on with the noticing. So hopefully, when you're able to calm down, when you can able to shorten the first phase or second phase, then you can go into the third phase, a little bit longer period of time. Now, sometimes yogis also from first phase, they cut off the second phase. They straight away go to the third phase or very slow phase. Or even sometimes within the third phase, they change the speed slightly. Sometimes the third phase is a bit more faster third phase. And after that, then when the mind becomes even more calmer, then it goes into slower third phase. And sometimes even if the yogis are more precise, they let go of all the lifting, pushing, dropping, the labeling, and then they only see phase, they only see sensation only, sensation of moving. Which phase, what phase doesn't matter anymore. It's just a whole sensation of the whole leg is moving. There's pushing, there's a heaviness, there's a staggering, there's vibration, everything, all within that movement. Also perfectly all right. Yeah. So this is all precision in the noting as you develop into the Vipassana meditation. Yeah. Now, in this precision of noting also, we have to extend it in many ways. Extend it into our daily activities too, not just in the walking or sitting. Now, when in the daily activities, the condition for the mind to be precise is your body must be relaxed. If your body is not so relaxed, then we switch to just being mindful. But if your body more relaxed, then switch it back to precision noticing. But you cannot sustain it for long like walking meditation. Maybe during eating, a bit more longer. So during this eating time, you're not just only biting, chewing on it, but you must keep on noticing how is the chewing like. Is the chewing hard, faster, or is it slower? Or is the chewing is a bit more, is the taste there, if you feel one taste to another taste? How is the swallowing like? How is the scooping of the food is like? So the yogi knows how the whole intention noticing and slowly bring it back and put in the mouth and then put the hands down and slowly they chew, 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 chew. And they notice how the chewing, how the movement of the chewing, how the tongue is moving, how the food is moving. The whole sensation is going inside that. And sometimes each chewing may last a few minutes, Wow, you got 20 scoop. If let's say one scoop, one makan, 3 minutes, let's say, 20 scoop, half an hour already. No, 20 scoop, 1 hour already. It's going to be a long eating. And I've seen people like that before in the past, I've seen yogis super slow. You walk out the hall, you come back again, the hand still not muscle into the mouth yet, still halfway. I walk, after 1 hour, I come back, the yogi still sitting there while eating. It's okay, it's perfectly all right if you can do it, But make sure that while you are doing it, the noticing has to be there. Some people, they are very slow, but the mind is just not really noticing, but they're blank. Then that time, you're not going to, outside look nice only, but inside you're all blank. But other words, while you are slowly noticing these things, make sure that your mind is clear, alert, and noticing. It's kind of actively noticing, not like blank. These things happen in, I've seen this slowness of doing things happening, especially like in Burma when they teach this meditation. I've seen a number of yogis. When the side door come, slowly walk. When the side door disappear, relax your body. When the teacher is around, slowly. Seen all these tricks in all the meditation center. So sometimes with these things happening, especially men, they're a bit lazy. You ask them to meditate, they go somewhere to kenkai, talking and then all that thing. And then it's just like a school, you say, shadow coming on you. Who are they? All scared. Everything, every 5 feet, the eyes 5 feet in front, slowly move. Put the hands together. Johi, very good. So these things I know. If you do these things, I also know. So you don't try to do this thing in front of me. I go all these things I've seen before in the past. So you just do naturally, sincerely. You don't have to make it nice in front of the teacher. The teacher can see through and through you. So do it naturally. Sometimes you're a little bit faster, sometimes a bit slower. Sometimes a bit slower, don't worry about what other people look at you. Just do a bit slower. But of course, as I said earlier on, is the time that you are more relaxed. Like for example, you are sitting down, eating, nobody kacau you, do things a bit more slower, then be more precise. While you are washing your plates, here now we only have 2 or 3 places to wash plates. Then many are waiting at the back of you. You cannot be like, ban. You cannot do that. You do it a bit faster. Be a bit faster. Then move a little bit slightly a bit faster. In other places, other retreat centers, you're like princess and prince. Japa, all your plate just put on the table. Get out from the hall. Go back to whatever you're doing. Don't have to do this. Laundry also no need to do. You put in a packet for you. They're going to wash everything for you. After that, fold everything back right in front of your door. Home here. Everything done for you. You don't have to lift up the broom. Your room will be clean. Your corridor will be clean. Oh, toilet, everything will be clean. Really home, yeah, that one. Not all places. One or two places, maybe they do it for you. But we have to learn to adapt. We have to learn to adapt. Sometimes places, like meditation centers, you have to do the cleaning yourself. And one or twice, I did assign yogis to do the toilet at the back there, to do the hall here, to do the male hall there, to do the old dom there, the female dom. So I have to assign because at that time we really don't have enough people. Now we have a bit more. Then okay. So it all depends on situation. So we learn to adapt to the situation when it comes the time comes. So whatever it is, when we are more not so relaxed position, but like for example, like we need to do things a bit more faster, then we do a little bit more faster, but make sure that your mind don't go into thinking and so on. Just keep your mind there. Keep your mind there. Don't worry about others. Just keep on doing what is need to be done. Finish, then move on. If whenever, even sometimes situation may change, condition may change. You want to sweep the floor. When you want to sweep the floor, you notice that nobody around you. You want to sweep it slowly. You want to feel your sensation of your arms and you feel your touch, and you slowly push and clean. Fine. But do it in the sense that it's like 5 minutes. Dwell into it precisely for 5 minutes. After that, get out from bed, just do mindfully. Also can. You just like go in, take noticing it more precisely, come out a little bit. After that, going in, come out a little bit. Going in, come out a little bit. And that it helps to push the mindfulness a little bit more. Or sometimes you turn on the tap. Then sometimes some yogis, they make a point whenever they're in their room, when there's nobody, let's say, they make it a point that they do things a bit more slowly. Perhaps the male, they could be able to do that. Female, with a shared toilet and so on, that's a bit more difficult. But sometimes they when they are alone, they make certain things more precisely. Say for example, when they comb their hair, slowly they comb. I mean, not in front of a mirror, and people want to use this one, but maybe in your room you want to comb your hair. Then you notice it precisely. I was thinking, why so mafan combing the hair? It's like that easier. Wake up straight away, ready already, without hair. So much more easier life. When you wake up, no need to have to worry about hair dryer lah, shampoo lah, cannot dry lah. Oh fun. Never mind. It's up to all of you. Nevertheless, whatever that you try to do, there are certain things that the things that normally we do, habitually what we do, all we need to do is that to make it more precise, noticing on it for a period of time, then after that go a little bit faster, then go into a little bit. You trial and error along the way. That will be excellent for you. Because that time, while you're doing it, you are building up that mindfulness, you're building up that clarity of mind, sharpness of your mind. Sometimes with that noticing, by the time you are ready for your sitting after that, you already build up your sufficient amount of mindfulness. You just transfer the whole thing into the sitting meditation. Everything becomes clear. You don't have to start off with the walking because you have done it earlier on. And that is important. But the thing is that yogis, this area they neglect a lot. You neglect a lot, then your progress like that only, you know. So make the effort. Make the effort, mental effort. Your hard working is all in your heart and in your mind. Yeah. You make the effort, it's all there. Outside, we are doing things a bit more slower. The hard work is not there. You don't see the hard work in this one, but the hard work is all in the mind. Yeah? So pay attention to it. Pay attention to all these small little things. Mm. Now, when we are doing these things also, now it's also another good habit is to exercise on noticing the intentions. That is when you cannot run away from it. Once in a while, you notice the intentions. Now, we talk about the intention whenever we start off with a walking meditation. Sometimes at the end of the walking meditation, 3 or 4 steps sometimes, you can able to notice the intention arises. But the intention arises, it may not come in as just intention, then you start walk. And that one in the beginning part. But in the end part, sometimes the intention is just like 1 or 2 thoughts that may come up, or 1 or 2 sentences may come up. For example, the wall is there. That is your intention already. Yeah? It kind of like automatically, if the mind put a word there, it may be any word sometimes, but you catch hold of that thought arises, you know that that is also the intention. 3 or 4 steps later, the body is going to stop. That means the precision of that noting, you're able to catch the intention too. But if you cannot catch it, never try. I'm not asking you to do that all the time. But the one that you begin that one is important. Take note of that intention. Take note of that intention and not intention to walk, then 2 or 3 times, then only you start your left leg get it moving. Now, as you progress, again here, the precision of that noticing is a bit different. It is more like a consciousness arises rather than a word arises or the labeling arises. It's just a consciousness arises. Maybe it's just one consciousness arises. That consciousness is the intentional consciousness, and the leg starts to move. If that consciousness does not arise, then the leg will just stay there. Different way of noticing, different level of development. Even sometimes that time, the labeling is not there. But the yogi knows that that consciousness arises in the heart or in the mind. He feels it already. He feels that it comes, then the leg starts walking. When that particular consciousness does not come up, it just stand there until it comes up. That too is, you are more precise because this time you notice that there is a consciousness, there's a heart that comes up, there's a thought that comes up, there's a labeling that comes up, then only the leg starts moving. And when you do that again and again in the walking, you'll find that it's easier to sustain the mindfulness, because once you notice the intention, usually you will follow through into the lifting, pushing, dropping, or the right step, left step. It's kind of like a follow through. That's where it helps to give rise to a more continuous mindfulness and noticing and precision. Yeah. Now, you have to also, once in a while, extend your noticing of your intention into the different areas of your sitting or opening a door or brushing a teeth also. Or other things. For example, if you want to brush your teeth, sometimes the intention is not like when you are doing walking. Oh, here intention, here already start jalan already. No, 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 no. The intention may sometimes come in a little bit more earlier than what you're going to do afterwards. Say, for example, you want to brush your teeth, but the intention to brush your teeth arises, the thought to brush the teeth arises, but in between, you're also doing something else. Then only you brush the teeth. Yeah? Because the thought, you already catch hold of that intention earlier on, before things is going to happen. And that too is an intentional mind, because the mind is really being produced earlier than what you're going to do after that. First intention, the first thought that arises. So if you can able to notice those thoughts, also is interesting actually. These things again here, it's all by training. All by training. So again here, so sometimes you want to, like for example, you want to come up to the Sima hall, or you want to go to your meditation hall. Then sometimes it may be half an hour early on, Okay, at 12:45 I'll go up. That means that's your intention already. It comes in words, but behind it is all your intentional thoughts already. So take note of those things. They are subtle, but they are also intentional thoughts. Yeah? But because of that, the wish to do something and desire to do something is already being manifested earlier on. But sometimes you want to notice that intention before it happens. For example, like you want to stretch out to drink the water. So when you notice that intention to drink the water, then that intention to stretching out this hand, it occur. Then you notice that intention to stretch, or intention to drink, then you notice that the hand starts to move forward. That is more immediate aspect of it. You notice the intention, you notice something that is already being done immediately. Just like when you're doing walking meditation, you notice the intentional, then you already start walking. So it all depends on how you take note of those things. So pay attention to these little tiny detailed things. That is where precision of noticing take place. You're aware of your state of your mind much more clearly than before. Not only your mind, but also your bodily actions. Now, noticing this intention is wonderful, because when you're out there, if you notice your mind, sometimes the intention can happen right now, the event 1 year later. 我被去改改了。You already start planning already. Okay, now December time, I'm going to fly. The thought arises, then you make all your booking. Then you go. Isn't it intentional also? It is intentional, but you do it way behind that. But if you catch it, you're already aware of it. You're aware of that state of mind. When you're out there, it becomes more clearer. That event, that intention arises, that certain thing is going to happen much more later. And all these are just cause and effect. All these are cause and effect. So later on, as you do in this Vipassana meditation, then you begin to see this intention thing becomes much more closer, in the sense that intentional aspect is not just one intention, but there will be many intentions going to come along, even with that movement of a lifting, pushing, dropping. There will be times, perhaps, if sometimes some yogis can see that an intention to arise the lifting, it already noticed that intentional noticing there. Then only the foot arise. Then when it only noticed an intention to push, then only the pushing is taking place. When noticing the intention is there, then only the foot going down. So it begins to have become more, the cause, the effect becomes much more segmented. It's much more smaller aspect of it. Yeah? Then you can pay attention to it more, like keep on training. Training. Sometimes even with the lifting, it divided into, let's say the lifting divided into 3 parts of it. Now each part there's an intention, there's a movement, there's intention, there's a movement, intention, there's a movement. Before you stop at the pushing, just before the pushing takes place, it happens, it becomes much more smaller and smaller. Then later part, it becomes even more tinier to let you see that every little movement that you're going to do, intentional act, intentional consciousness taking place. So it becomes much more, that the whole precision of noticing this intention becomes much more, closer, and you begin to see the cause and effect in much more dynamic manner. Much more change. The changes become much more clearer. But of course, you don't expect to see just in one retreat, everything you want to see. This is all come with training. And you will see it for yourself in one way or another. Maybe not the way that I talk about it, but you will see it in your own way if you are precisely keep noticing of what is going on. Yeah? So you take note of this thing, this type of different ways of how the intention take place. It's not just only beginning of walking and then walk. There are so many different ways for you to discover. The more that you're able to notice these things, a lot of times you begin also to notice this, the non-self aspect, the non-self. Non-self only doesn't mean that suddenly you got no self, It's just a different way of looking at how this mind and body works. It's just there's causes arises, effects come up. Causes arises, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. That is one aspect of non-self, which is very good. Many of us, we don't realize it. But doesn't matter whether you have that conceptual idea or not. As long as you pay attention, you see what is going on, it automatically etched into your perception. It's already tattooed into your perception already. So not to worry. So all you need to do is to make sure that you are not lazy. You are making the effort to notice the intention and what is good and everything. All right, so we stop here for tonight, and we'll continue tomorrow night. All right, we share merit song. Idang me bawanang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of Nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sape satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu.